Hi, and welcome back to this tutorial for my molecular addon. If you doesn't see the first part, I recommend it a lot because I show you how to set up a lot of things, and I don't talk about it again in this tutorial because I want to show you how to link particles now together to get the kind of simulation you can see on my YouTube channel. So let it start with I can start with the last scene scene I'm set up in the first tutorial. So you have your emitter here, you have your cube here. For now I don't use this box anymore. Just free, if you can see here, just free my simulation, and probably make a cube for an obstacle here, and I'm just scale it a bit like that. Probably make it collide like this, and yes, if I duplicate it, collide like that. That's probably enough for the purpose of this tutorial. I just set it like to be. I set the collision like before. So you have two obstacles for my particle system with some damping and friction on both. I'm select my particle emitter, and I'm go in the particle tab here, and let's see how we can set the particle links, the more interesting things. And it's probably why you are here today. It's probably to learn how to set it correctly. So if I activate particle linking, yeah, I have some option now enabled and where I can play with. So let me explain each what each parameters does. So if I'm go, just to help to explain, if I'm go in orthogonal right view, the first option is one of the most important in the particle links, is the search parameters. What's the search parameters means? It means how far it search for neighbors to make some link, some constraint between each particle. So if you check relative is relative to the search range is relative to the particle size. So if the relative is checked and you put 1 here, it's mean it's search one time the radius of your particle, so this distance. So in this case it's fine, nothings, because one time the radius of the particle, you have no neighbors at this distance because it's searched from center to center. So if you uncheck relative, it's mean it's search for one blender unit. It's searched by the unit range. I always check relative because it's easier after to, if you change the number of particle and the size of particle, it's easier. You have you don't have to do some maths to readjust every time the size in unit. So left it at relative. The search range, it's for sure you need to put it at 2.1 just to make sure it search a bit far away to take all this particle. um, if you put it at 2, it's probably make horizontal and vertical link. Uh, it can be good, but if you do some try of simulation with this setting of 2.1, you probably see your object shear because you doesn't have diagonal link. So what I recommend is to put it at 3.5. At 3.5 you have link like vertical, or vertical, horizontal, and diagonal link. So 3.5 with relative check is a good number to make some simulation. Or if you put it at 2.1, you have horizontal, vertical, diagonal, and you have an extra link that go from this particle and over this one. It can call like a band link, but I don't use it a lot. I prefer to use 3.5 is a good start to work with. Max links, I always left it at 16, but if you want to limit the number of link, you can adjust it. The link friction, the link friction, it's a kind of friction when the link rotate around a particle, so you can put some friction. In many cases, you can left it at 0.005. It can help if you see when you did a simulation and you see some particle just go for just go a swing motion, and this swing motion just go forever, you can put the link friction a bit higher. The tension is if you left it at 1, it's mean your the length of your constraint is multiplied by the tension. So if you left it at 1, at the beginning of the simulation, your cube just stay at the same shape. If you put it at like 0.9, your shape shrink a bit. Like 0.9 means 90% more smaller. If you put it at 1.1, your shape, when you start the simulation, you see your shape grow a bit at 10%. So I'm left it at 1, but if you want, you can experiment it a bit. The stiffness is how hard is the link between particle. It's mean the constraint try to keep the distance between the particle always at the same distance that's set at the initial when the particle is created. So a stiffness of 1 is the maximum of stiffness, so they try to keep this distance like more they can do. So 1 is a good start. The damping, the stiffness is like a spring. So if you put it at 1 and you have a low number of damping, like I don't know, like this, you probably see your shape wobble like jello. It's probably the result we want, but if it's not the result we want, you need to put a bit of damping in your stiffness constraint. So it's make your the wobble effect is damping quickly. So if you're thinking about a car suspension, the stiffness is the spring of your car. So if you have just spring and no damper, when you go over the road, probably your car just go wobble, and it's not a good thing because But if you have more damping, your car have a good suspension, because the when you I don't know really how to explain it, but if you have just stiffness, when your particle hits something, is go to wobble like a spring. If you put a bit of damping, it's help to stop this wobbling effect. After that, here you have the broken parameters. If you want to see something just broken, um, it's where you set this effect. A setting of 0.5 mean if your constraint is stretched or squash more than 50% of its initial length, it's get broken. So that's it. After that, you have the option same value for compression expansion. If you state it check, it's mean for when the two particle when the constraint is stretched or compress, the the setting is the same for both. If you uncheck it, you can set it independently. So you can, here now you have the compression option up here, and now you have the extension setting here. So you can put like it's broke at 0.5 if it's compressed, but it's easier to broke when it's stretch or expand. So we can put it at 0.02. 0.02 means if it stretched more than 2% of its initial length, it's the length, the constraint, it's disappear. It's the constraint between the two particles just be removed. New link at collision mean if two particle hit together during collision, it can't make some link together. So here is the uh, percent the chance of the percent chance of linking happens, because many collision can happen in one frame. You have to set, it's really hard to set a bit, but you like 50 like that, it's mean you have 50 if 50% of chance that it's make link when two particles collide together at each collision. So if you want to make something sticky, like I don't know if you see in my YouTube channel the test with the snowball and the and the snowman, but this is the kind of things I'm set here to make the snow stick together when it's collide. And you have the same setting here. You have the tension, the stiffness, the damping, and the broken parameters, and you have the option if you want to separate compression and expansion value for each parameter. Another things, if you see at the right, you have a random setting you can put. So if you have if you want a bit of randomness, if in your tension, a bit of random in your stiffness, you can set it here. It's a value from 0 to 1. Mean 0 mean no random in the stiffness of each constraint, and 0.1 mean 10% of random, and 1 um, mean you can get some link with 0 stiffness and 2 and 1 stiffness. So I don't recommend to put it at 1. It's not really relevant, but you can put it, I don't know, sometime I put it at 1 to give a bit of random in my like this. If you want, you can experiment it a bit with that. So if going down a bit, here is the more important, like I said in the last video, is the more important setting. So is the substep. Substep, more you put substep, more you get rigid, more you get this value accurate. So if like you can see, if I left it to 4 substep, it's probably not enough to evaluate this setting correctly. So I just check this for now, but probably my cube react like I don't know, jello or something like that, something really smooth. So let it see. So like I can see, it's really soft. It's probably what you want. It's a good thing if it's that you want, because it's really fast. Four substep is really fast, but you probably don't get you if you don't want if you want to get this kind of body, soft, really soft body. It's a good things, but if it's not what you want, you can't go with higher substep here. So it's why I always use a value of stiffness of 1, because stiffness of 1 is the maximum. This setting doesn't cost any simulation time, but this one costs a lot. So it's not a good idea to put, oh, I don't want, okay, I put 16 substep. Oh yeah, but I don't want it's too hard, but so I put it at 0.3 of this stiffness. So you probably get a smooth result, but a more lot time to in simulation time. So as you can see, you get the same result as before. So it's not really a good idea to process like that. You are probably more to put it at left it at 1 and put it at 4, and you get the same result but really faster. So the best way to process is to start to a low number, see if you get what you want. If you want something more less soft, you just increase the number of substep, like 16 with stiffness of 1. You probably get a hard object, as you can see now. Yeah. As you can see, every time I press start simulation, your timeline is stretched. It's normal, because this is the only way I find to fake substep in Blender correctly, because in code I don't have access to a subframe, real subframe in Blender. So don't be worried about if you see your end frames set to a high number. It's just because it's multiplied by the number of substep. If you press escape to stop the simulation, your start and end frame come back to the right one. So as you can see, you get really solid object if you set it at 16. But this doesn't mean if you put 16 on all simulation you get the same result. Is really depend on of the shape of your object. It's depend of how many particle you have, because if I just to show you, if I put a substep of 4 for this number of particle, I probably don't get the same result if I get more particle, like 20 here, like that. So more you have, more you have particle, more you need to increase the substep of uh, of your simulation, and it's directly proportional. It's mean if you double the number of your resolution here, you need to double the substep here to get the same result. So here I need to put 8 to get the same result I get to with a substep of 4 and particle resolution of 10. A little tool I create to calculate it easily is this tool below. It's called the Substep calculator. So the way it's it's if you put it at a resolution of 10, you see here the current system have 100 particle. So you put here current number of particle is 100. Your current substep is, I don't know, probably 6. Just put another number than 4. If your current substep is 6 and you want to increase your resolution to 20, if you go down again, now you see your current system have 8,000 particle. So you enter this number here, 8,000, and that's when you set these 3 parameters correctly. It's give the number of substep you need to set your new resolution. So you must set new substep to 12. So I put 12 here. Multiply size by 0.5. So is just more information is give to you to set your new particle system correctly. But as you can see, I already set it correctly. But and you need to multiply other system particle number by 8. But for it's more information about how to set your scene is probably a good information to have. So just for example, if I put the resolution to 24 and I put here the number here, it's oh no, not here. If I set to 14625, yeah, I have to set my substep to 15. I have to multiply my particle size to 0.5. So if I go here, if I go here and I multiply it by 0.5, so as you can see, I get the right size. And with this setting, I'm supposed to get the same result than before. But because you have more substep, because you have more particle, more link, it's gonna go to be a bit longer than the last simulation. So my advice is to start with a low number of particle to set to play with, and when you get good result, just increase your number, slowly increase your number of particle and your number of substep, just to verify if it's continue to work correctly like you want. Me, the way I'm working, I'm working always about 50,000 of particle for testing, for when I'm trying to achieve the result I want. So the simulation probably take like 5 or 10 minutes to simulate 100 frame. Sometime I'm stop it before that, because I see it doesn't react like I want. And when I'm happy with this setting, I'm just increase it to like 400,000 particle, simulate it again over the night. In the morning of the next day I'm check if it's react like I want. If it's the case, I render it, or if I want to increase it to 1, 2, or 4 million particle, I'm doing the same thing. I'm increasing the number of particle and increasing the number of substep. Just another thing I want to show, it's how the broken things works. If I put it back to a few number of particle, the good size, because I put the broken settings to 0.5, the shape stay intact. But if I put a expansion broken point at 0.2, it's probably gonna break your shape like that. So hope you understand now more clearly how molecular script works. I can just pass over again all setting. Here you have your search range for making constraint between particle. Max links is if you want to limit the number of link. I never touched this, but it can be useful. Link friction, if you want to put a bit of friction between link, it's mean if two particle is just two particle have one link between two particle, the particle doesn't swing for forever if you put more friction. It can be useful to simulate clot too, if you want to simulate something more like later than I don't know. Tension is, if you, I can show you more clearly what is the tension. If I put 0.1, as you can see, my shape grow up when the simulation start. So as you can see, whoop, it's grow up a bit. I left it in the most case at 1. Stiffness is the stiffness of distance constraint between each particle. Damping is if you want to put a bit of damping in this spring constraint. If you put it at 0.01, you probably go see your shape wobble like jello. But now it's just broke, so you can see it. But if you check some comparison video I did, you can see the difference between this setting. The broken here is the broken point of this constraint between particle, so you can play it with it if you want to break something. Just I want to show you something else before I left. If you want to pin this particle system, it's really easy. It's just a little trick I want to show you before. Just add a cube, make it wireframe like this, scale it a bit like that, okay, and just make it collide like that a bit. I just want to show that really quickly. So just generate some particle like that, probably 3 or 5 particle is enough. It's not need to be a grid base. You don't have to put a cache because I don't put simulation on this particle system. 0 velocity physics to no. You don't want physics on it. You can check the size. It is not enough. I can grow it a bit like that. After that, I'm check molecular script. I don't want collision with this particle, but I want to activate link. And if I put a link to 3, I don't know if you understand it's probably going to happen, but because this particle system have no physics on it, so it stay fixed in place. So if I start the simulation, you see the cube just spin at this point. So if you just select this particle system and put higher value for the broken point, like 0.5, you probably see the cube swing. Oh, it's broke, but probably because I can go with higher substep, or just put higher value for the broken point of this. But as you can see, now your cube is pinned to this particle system because links, oh, as you can see, because the lifetime of my particle system is not long enough. When the particle disappear, the cube just going like, oh, going off like that. So I probably need to put it at a higher value, and free. Oh, not this one. I cannot free this kind of particle system because you don't have physics on it. So you don't have cache, so you can't free the cache. So here we go. So now you have a cube just spin with. It's just a little trick I want to give to you before I'm 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 finished this video. So I hope everybody more clearly understand how my moleculars work. So hope to see a lot of yours video, simulation video on YouTube, and see you next time, probably to show you more advanced stuff about molecular script. So don't be shy to experiment with it. Experiment with low number of particle before trying to do amazing stuff and amazing simulation with 1 million particle. Yeah, it's advice I give. It's more to experiment a lot with low number of particle to get quick result, and just be comfortable with the system before you start to launch amazing stuff with it. So I hope you like it, and see you next time.